According to new research from Amazon Ads and Skift, 97% of travelers will take a leisure trip in the next year. These customers are looking for more than a deal. They're looking for a new experience. Travelers discover destinations through entertainment, recommendations, and everyday moments, with 1 in 4 finding their next destination while streaming shows and movies. That's where Amazon Ads comes in. Amazon Ads Solutions empowers advertisers to engage travelers across Prime Video, Twitch, and shopping channels with personalized messaging that inspires and converts. Ready to transform your travel marketing? Visit advertising.amazon.com to learn more.
Well, welcome back to our very first Good Morning Hospitality Show, the hotel edition for 2026. This one's going to be a great show. We are going all through our predictions for the year. So let's go ahead and get into it. Is like my jam. That like wakes me up. Like, I mean, right?
It's so good. And you did such a good cold open there. Look at that. Right off the top.
You be quiet. You be quiet.
Listeners and viewers, if you just heard that opening, she didn't even practice. It was just one take, Sarah. Love
one
it.
Take wonder. Well, what can I say? She's had a lot of practice in life. By the way, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody that's joining us live. By the way, if you're joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. It's like, we're in it, guys.
I've missed everybody. So it feels like it's been a year, but really it's been like 3 or 4 weeks. I don't remember the last show I did was before the holidays. And then
Katie
was so nice to jump in and do it with you, which I was watching along as I was on the move. So it was so great. But I'm happy to be back. I missed our conversation, Sarah. I always leave here feeling pumped up, and I felt it over the last couple of weeks, so we didn't have it.
I know. And it's so crazy. It's like every year I'm always thinking about how, like the holidays, I'm going to unplug and do all of this. And I just never quite do it, and it goes by so quickly. It just is like, it's wild, but Happy New Year from Miami. By the way, how is the weather in Miami?
Today, a little cloudy, but David Turk, Happy New Year. He actually helped me set up this new camera we're using today. So
by the way, your new camera, spot on.
Crisp, looking crisp today. We're stepping up the game here at GMH. But yeah, Miami, this is the first bad day. We've had such beautiful weather all the way throughout. It's like that time of year that everybody wants to be here. And I took it in this past couple of days to celebrate the new year. This was the first new year. We were talking backstage where I didn't come into it hungover from partying and celebrating. I treated it a little different this year. I did it about wellness. And New Year's Day over at the Carillon Wellness Resort and used all of their stuff that they have there. So shout out to them from 9:30 a.m. till 5 o'clock.
No way. Okay, wait. So this is new. Let's talk about this briefly because I think that this is important and it will probably tie into what we're going to cover in a bit, which we will be talking about our predictions for hospitality and travel going into 2026. But tell us a little bit about this. By the way, huge fan of the Carillon property. They're amazing. Super jealous that you were there all day. And by the way, that sounds like a lot, but like once you're there and you try all of the things that they have, being there all day is actually pretty easy to do. And it's awesome.
Yeah. So I got frozen in their cryo freezer there. I got electrocuted in their electric chair that helps your back. I got cooked in their infrared saunas with salt bath coming in or salt steam coming in there. And then went into like a little meditation area. It was the salt floating, the floating pod. Have you been in that before?
Oh, I have a whole video of me in it, but I did it with somebody else. And so the two of us were in the pod. That was weird.
Time? No. I did it by myself and I got transported to some other universe in my head floating in there for 45 minutes. Then a massage. And then can I tell you my new favorite? And guys, I don't know how I've been missing out on this so much. I got my first facial and I was loving it. I'm going to do that all the time now. That's the best part of the whole day.
Your first facial?
Never. Look at this guy.
I mean, I should have known. I'm sorry I even asked.
I don't know why I wasn't knowing about that. That was the best. I fell asleep in there. That lady had some magic hands, and I came out feeling fresh. It was amazing.
Yeah. Never underestimate a good facial at a spa. I mean, they're like It's awesome. Well, look at this.
And I had a great meal in the restaurant with Chef Chris. So all great things on starting.
Wow. Yeah, I have to say my New Year's definitely I spent it with family. I spent it with my mom. For us it was rainy where we were, so we didn't get to like be out and about in fireworks. But then for me, by the way, I'm not a big holiday person. We can I'm not.
The conversation we're gonna have.
No. I'll just say what I'm not a big holiday person because I sometimes feel like people go through the motions and they lose the meaning of whatever that holiday is, and that could be Valentine's Day, that could be Christmas, that could be Thanksgiving. So that's why I'm not a fan of holidays, because if people lose the actual like meaning of it, then I'm like, what are you doing? That's that. But I love New Year's because I'm all about taking a gigantic pause. For those that know me, I take a pause at least 3 times a year. I've also been like this since I was 14 years old, where I would take a pause 3 times a year and like be like, okay, what's working? What's not working? What do I need to do? And the new year is obviously a big time to do that. A lot of people do it. And I have like a whole journal where I journal out my plans for the year, everything from like, projected finances, what I want to do more of in my life, like personal life, fitness goals, you name big goals. Like, do I want to do a move? Do you guys want to hear my misogi for this year?
Yeah, you gotta explain what misogi is. I know what it is. And we want to hear people too. So before you do, I want every listener and watcher here, put it in the comments what your goal is. We'll hold you accountable to it.
Yeah, your big goal for the year.
Yeah, your big
goal. And then we're going
to
get to our predictions. We went on a tangent, but I think that this is so important, especially, and this actually will kind of tie into my predictions for the year. But so a misogi is like your one big like event or goal of the year. And it could be a fitness goal. It could be a business goal, work, career related goal. It could be like, this is the year I like change careers. This is the year I run a marathon. So it's something like that. So mine, are you guys ready for this? I know Will in the background is going to be like, what in the whatever. My misogi is I want to compete in a high rocks. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea what that is.
A high rocks it's like one of those fitness competitions where I think it's like you've got an hour to compete in everything, where it's like a mix of burpees, carrying like heavy weights, doing pull-ups, like all that stuff. And that's my big goal for the year.
All right. Well, when are you going to do it? Like, give us a date so we can cheer you on and hold you accountable. Here.
I need to learn more about like when they are. There's a big competition, like a big national competition that's in Las Vegas at the end of February. That's like in 6 weeks. We ain't not doing that. But yes, keeping Steve on his toes. Yeah. So yeah. So for those that know me, know that I work out I've always been a workout fiend for my whole adult life, and I've done marathons, half marathons, etc. But this is, I think, a good physical challenge to work towards.
I like it. We're going to cheer you on here. And so, look, mine, I've been announcing it for a long time, but the goal is to get Bahia, our wellness resort, and open here in Miami. So we start doing a lot of things already. We got a lot of people down there, so we're going to be doing that. And the others, I want to try to take one trip a month. That's my goal this year, right? I started off last year strong. I already have a bunch planned, and I have a big one. My dad, he's going to watch this later. We're going over to Moab, Utah, do some off-roading in the mountains and Broncos. So I'll be excited to do that.
Dude, Moab is amazing. It's on my list too.
I've never been. All right. Come say what's up.
Oh my gosh. That is too funny. Okay, wait. Vincenzo, let's see what Vincenzo's goal is. Goal this year is to build a resilient life supported by local AI systems and independent energy infrastructure so that technology becomes a tool of freedom, not dependency. Well, yeah, all right. I think that's good.
I like it. Yeah. Let's see what all you guys have. Give us your goals here. We're going to track them for when we do our recap, and we're going to hold everyone accountable here. So if you need an accountability partner while we read the news, we'll do it for you.
I love it. Okay, cool. So that being said, do you want to dive into some of your predictions for this year?
Let's do it. Do we get a drum roll? Is there a sound effect or something back here, Will? Or what are we doing? Are we jumping in?
I can do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we just heard it. Nice
wow.
One. All right. So who should kick it off here? I'll kick it off.
You kick it off. You do that.
All right. So I'm going to look off the screen here because I wrote a couple of things down here. So after years now, since really the pandemic, we have QR codes, apps, all these digital touch points. I really think that hotels and guests are craving something more simple, real connection. And I'm calling it going analog is making a comeback in travel. So that's what I'm saying. And what does that mean? Yes, it's menus and things like that, but there's a couple things. I have some show and tell that I want to show. All right, I'm going to see if this works on this new camera here. This is a postcard from 1905 from the first hotel in Miami. And I think people want more stuff like this. And it shows all the little cool things that were going on at this first resort in this postcard from 121 years ago. And then hotels like this, the Colony Hotel in Palm Beach, making beautiful maps that become posters that you can take with you when you leave. To beautiful, actually really nice pens that you might steal from the hotel, but then you think about that hotel all the time. But also getting back onto the property where people are connecting and you're having community building, and it's not just you on your screen all the time. So I really think that that's what guests want. I think, yes, analogs may come back. I think hotels should lean into this, because the ones that do, I think, will really have a big impact, not only on their experience for their guests, but also on their bottom line, because more and more people want that experience going on. So events of all different kinds, building community, and really becoming that third place that people hang out, and making your hotel that. So that's my prediction / want.
I love this. This ties into so many of my predictions. I'll try and kind of like summarize it, but I agree with you completely. I think that I'm almost calling it like this offline upgrade. You know, it's not necessarily everything has to be posted or documented. So again, yeah, people, as you mentioned, are craving these real connections. You know, it's like, okay, we've been there, we've done that, we've interacted, you know, online. But I also feel like part of that is coming from AI, and I will call it an AI fatigue for travel consumers. And and by the way, that also applies to social media. But there's an AI fatigue, and this is not anti-AI. That's not that at all. This is about AI being used with finesse, being used in a way that helps, that feels real and helps connect, versus just replace another person. People want the human connection. So I feel like there's going to be a very interesting moment for AI companies where they're going to have to figure out how to finesse to, some will be fine depending on the nature of their product and what they offer. But I do feel as though some will be having to just, again, finesse it, and that it's become, it almost goes side and side with human interaction as opposed to replacing it entirely. So that's very much this offline upgrade, and then kind of a lot of it also stemming from this AI fatigue for consumers. So I
like it. I'm excited about it. I really started thinking about it more and more as I'm walking through hotels and seeing people all on their phone and having to scan QR codes, and all the menus are still, a lot of them are on phones, like going back to the analog. So that was a good one there.
I definitely agree with you. So I have another one here. Oh, actually, wait, do you want to go to your next one? Sorry, I got excited.
No, this is my first one. You go next. We'll go 101.
Wait, I was also agreeing with you. That was mine too.
That was mine. Oh, that was yours too? Okay. Okay.
Worded differently. Well, I'll say this. This is very specific, but it's for travel, and I think it'll be very interesting. But I think this is going to be the year of safaris for travelers. Now, and obviously not everybody can go on a safari, but when we're talking about big bucket list trips, you know, I feel like the past few years, it was all about Antarctica. I felt like everybody I knew was going to Antarctica, minus last year, but that's because the economy was in shambles, and that's a whole other thing. But prior to that, it was Antarctica. So I feel like this year, hopefully with some economic stability, hopefully going forward, we will be seeing a lot more people doing safaris. Now, what that ties into, and I'm sure this goes into a prediction of yours, is again, it's getting out there, getting into nature. Now, obviously, safari is an extreme version of that. So whether it's going to Moab with somebody, you know, in your family, going outdoors, I mean, this is obviously a huge part of what your business is part of, but definitely people are seeking getting out there, outdoors, connecting with nature in a very, very different way. I think the safari is just going to be leading the charge of that.
Yeah, I like that. And it's funny. I was watching, I don't know how I fell in this black hole the other day over the weekend, but watching Ted Turner on his land I think there's some more American safaris that we could do. There's so much stuff in
Oh,
the
yeah.
West. I would love to see that. And you don't have to go all the way to Africa to see all these amazing animals. You
Yeah.
can, but we have bison and bears and all these cool things in our country too that I just want to explore more. So I agree with you on that one. I think that's a good
I
one.
think so. Yeah. So there you go. But maybe with that national parks, that would be probably the domestic version of that, national parks. I was actually at Valley of Fire for Christmas Day, packed, absolutely packed. And again, it was one of those getting out there in nature, and it was awesome. So
Yeah. So for us, another one, I think my next prediction is it's going to be the year that a lot of people come back to work in hospitality. So we've talked about a shortage of labor and so many things happening where there aren't enough people. I think because we talked about technology and AI really having affecting a lot of people in the tech world. There's a lot of layoffs going around at all different kind of companies. Like we all said, hospitality is human touch. Yes, there are some jobs that are changing, but I still think now this is the time that people will come back. They'll start to fall in love with hospitality. They'll find their niche because there's so many different places. It doesn't have to be a big box hotel. It doesn't have to be a boutique hotel. It could be, offsite. It could be places that are camping. It could be all different places in hospitality that you can work. So that's my next prediction here, and hopefully there's a way to track it when things start happening.
yeah, I think that's amazing. And I agree with you on that. I love that because it's what we've needed, I think, for a while. And I have to say, I've spent some time in Las Vegas over the holidays with my mother because my mother's here. And every time I go out, I'm like, the hospitality spirit is alive and well. And it's fascinating. And I have to say, I'm very lucky to get to travel to a lot of different cities within the United States, but it feels different in different cities. Hospitality in New York City, I'll be there in 2 weeks, feels very different. The hospitality in Los Angeles also feels very different, very strained. And I've been very impressed with it in Miami when I've been there. So it might feel different for you since you're based there. But as I've been exploring, even in Las Vegas and some other places, it's nice to see it where there seems to be a support around it. And it's cool. Hospitality is cool again. That's what I think that's what, it never was not.
And
cool,
especially
but
there's so many unique places now that people feel proud to work at. I see it. Right. And so that will also be the flip side is the places that aren't taking care of their team and haven't been, they're going to find good places to work. There's so many new places opening. People are traveling here to our country, especially now this summer with World Cup and all the fun things that are going to be happening.
Yeah.
It's really going to be a time I think a lot of people come on back. Maybe not be even their entire career, but I think a lot of people will find that they're back in the world of hospitality.
Yeah, I definitely. So I think, and for me, I'm always focused on the traveler. As a former concierge, I'm always like guest first, and then it kind of like how the hotels, pivot and shape around that. I don't think it's a surprise to say this, but it's going to be very much experience first driven for travelers, in the sense that like people are coming are they going to Las Vegas to go to the Sphere to see Backstreet Boys, which by the way, I got a chance to see and it was amazing. I'm not even a fan, but it was fantastic. I am now. So very much experience first. So obviously with F1, obviously with FIFA World Cup, people are going and continuing on with big concerts. People are going to continue. We saw this before, but these are the different reasons that people are traveling. They're traveling to it's something different, and then the micro shifts. So I think we'll also continue with like dry tourism, people not drinking as much. That ties into the wellness.
Yep.
And I also think that ties into your first prediction too, is that people going analog, people want to feel more. And so I think that kind of all goes into it. But I could go through a laundry list, by the way, but I think that we're just seeing this whole really interesting, I think that's what it is. It's experience first and intentional travel.
Yes.
And by intentional, that's where it's like, okay, nature, wellness, being one-on-one with people. Maybe we don't necessarily have to document it. You don't have to. So yeah, and that intentional travel. I'm all over the place with these predictions, by the way.
I love it. I think that was a good one. So was that your prediction?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what to title it, but sure. Yes, experience and intentional travel.
Experience and intentional.
Yeah.
I have a couple here, so we'll keep going. We'll see how long we go. But I have another one. because of course I have to talk about it. We're putting it together, but it is something that I've been watching now for a year and change. And I think it's about to really explode this year is farm hospitality. I think people are going now to experience what farms are like, and you see it now. There's a couple of leaders, like Blackberry Farm was the big one that was out there.
I've got my clients going there. They went last year, and I'm booking 2 people this year, by the way.
Yep. And so this industry now is going to become a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's just starting. And of course, that's what we're building our company around on Baya. We're on a farm. As part of it is going to be agricultural, wellness, and hospitality in unique locations. And I think those are really the pillars that everyone's chasing and trying to see and experience. And I can tell you just for my own self, I'm a city boy. Yeah, I go to the beach, but every time I go down to the farms, we're now exploring new locations. You feel the difference when you're in these places. And farm hospitality doesn't have to be just a farm. It could be you have animals that you're working with. It could be certain things that you're cultivating. It doesn't have to be just like an orchard and rows of farms. It could be all different kinds of things in agricultural and on a farm. So farm hospitality, I think, will blow up. And I think that we will see one major brand get involved. That's what my prediction is.
Oh, okay. So, okay. All right. I like that. I think it's interesting, the farm aspect of it, because it's like, I get like, it's like taking farm to table to like the next level for properties.
Yeah.
But so my question is, in farm hospitality, do we get the guests involved with the animals?
I think, yes, there'll be a lot of educational part, right? So not only are you staying there, right? It's about learning about what is there, right? I don't think they're going to have a goat yoga on top of you. Maybe, but we could figure out all different things, but I think it's a way for people to reconnect with really like where their food comes from, where things are happening, and getting back to where it was 200 years ago, where everyone lived on a farm before the Industrial Revolution came. I think people want to experience that, get back to it. And you're starting to see it with your clients are very high-end clients, and they keep going back to Blackberry Farm. So you can see, and these are places that are built, not a hotel with a farm that was built next to the hotel. These are farms where then hotels pop up and start operating. So I do like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do find that curious to see it evolve more. I think I've been very spoiled in that I've had those opportunities over the years in other locations, not necessarily in the United States. So it's cool to see it grow more in the US. So where we have so many things. All right, that's cool. I'm just trying to see if I have one more here. So, and by the way, it was interesting because I think a lot of these trends that I know I talked about, and also some of what you talked about, tie into, by the way, the Skift mega trend. So, it's unintentional, but that's also.
Yeah, sorry, Skift team, I haven't seen it yet. I gotta look at it.
No. They definitely are doing that. I think, and these are kind of like small, different. These are different, smaller things that we're seeing. So train travel, that's like being pushed really hard. Train travel, like especially in Europe and other parts of the world where they've got like these really special luxury trains. I think we'll see it maybe appear a bit more in the United States. The trouble with the US is that it's so big, and but the train experience will be the actual experience. So I'm thinking a bit of train travel, and then also I think the in-flight experience for airlines. I think that they're really trying to level that up, and then obviously they're premium products for sure, but a trickle down effect with the premium products into more of the economy area, that it becomes hopefully a little bit more pleasant for everyone. So I'm thinking that there will be an upgrade in the airline experience as well.
I hope so. Let's see.
I hope so. That's crazy.
I have one last one.
Okay, say it for sure.
I mean, I had a boring one about loyalty because I think loyalty will change a lot this year. But the other one, as we're talking, I think is in the world of yachting, which I haven't got to experience, but I think another hotel brand will get involved in it, because I think right now we have Four Seasons that's about to launch soon. We have Ritz-Carlton and Amman. I think one other big brand will start to get involved in that world, because I start seeing it now here in Miami. There's a big explosion of the kind of these smaller but higher end ships that are starting to pop up everywhere, which has been really impressive to see. You're like, wow, that looks like a cool experience, because you can go to different places than like the big cruise ships, which I will be taking this year, a cruise. But I want to see if I can experience some of these smaller, like more intimate, unique locations.
You are spot on. I have intel that can
Really?
confirm. I can't say all the info, but I do have intel that is absolutely correct and moving in that direction. And big companies are investing into that.
Oh my!
I will just say,
you tell me off air. See, Will, I already got a win. Let's go.
woo, woo. Yeah, exactly. So wait, okay. I think these were fantastic predictions. By the way, we had a lot of great comments that came in with others sharing some of their goals for this year.
Let's do some of the goals.
Yeah, let's talk. Danica, thank you. Danica, that was exactly what I was looking at. Will, good job. Walking 100K in Iceland in July. I am wishing you luck. Danica, is that going to be around the ring road? Because that is, I would presume. That's fascinating. My cousin, by the way, was the first Saudi woman to bike around the ring road of Iceland this last year. So I love this and knowing that that's a thing. Okay, what Johnny saying? Support 6 new travel brands growth in 2026. Love that. Here for you, rooting for you for that. Okay, record year for the United States. Okay. Oh, love, thank you. We don't have your name. Gabriel's basically saying, yes, analog is coming back. So that's awesome. Okay, let's see what else. What else?
Our YouTuber on here? No, we're not going to put that one on.
Yeah, no, we're not. Oh, Christelle. Okay, yes, 2026 goals. Reorganizing to focus on growth by integrating more technology into our workflows to ensure we continue providing efficient service while increasing our overall speed and responsiveness. Personally, more time with family and friends.
Ooh,
I love that. Using technology for the right reasons so then you can go offline a bit more. Just saying.
That's what it's all about. Getting your time back so you can use it in a different way.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, I think some good predictions. We put a lot of good ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of great things are going to happen now in 2026. I can feel the vibes here in hospitality are high and people really wanted to do really great things. But should we get into a real-time recap?
Yeah. Why don't you go first? I have a feeling you're like ready to go with this.
All right. Well, I talked about it off the top. But I really just am so impressed with what I had on New Year's Day over at the Carolina Wellness Resort. But the other part was just throughout Miami and Miami Beach, it just seemed like everything was fantastic. Hospitality was on point. So many great people in the city, so many fantastic events. And what I tell my teams, I want to give a shout out to my Tangy management team that operates our hospitality is things go wrong during these times. Expect it. It's how you react to help those guests that are trying to make memories they're going to have forever. Is what really matters. And I think that was happening across the city of Miami, and I'm sure across the country, but a lot of great things happen in the world of hospitality when it's so stressful during that time. So shout out to all the hospitality workers helping people make memories during the busy season, because you're working when I'm sure you would like to be home with your family and friends, and you're helping other people have a great time with their family and friends. So that's my real-time recap.
I love that. No, and again, I think that's something that does not go, we can't give enough attention to because it really is a big deal hospitality is 24/7. It's a 24/7 job. And so a lot of people don't get to have certain key moments with their family or they have to alter it, change a day or two. So a huge thank you to everybody that works the holidays. I don't know about you, but I've worked so many.
Yeah. So many.
Totally. I still work them, but I luckily get to work it virtually so I can work it from home. Yeah. I had clients traveling. I was working with them all day on the holidays, but it's different when you can do it from home as opposed to like go in and clock in. So
it's very true. I got to see all the messages coming in, all the requests, some emergencies, all the things coming through from our management company, but it's different than being on the floor.
Totally.
All day.
Totally. Definitely different. So mine will be, so yesterday was my mother's birthday.
Ooh, and happy birthday.
Yes. Very exciting. And I took her out to dinner at Zaytinya, which if you're familiar, obviously part of the Jose Andres group. Yeah. Big fan of Jose. I love what he does and what he does with, what is it? World Central Kitchen, or exactly. And they were just spot on. It was really busy. and they were so good. So it was just the two of us, but there were a lot of big groups because CES is in town, and that's like a huge thing and is taking over the city. And despite all of these big groups coming in, 10 people, 12 people, etc., we were just a party of two, not drinking. So we're not going to be like a crazy, crazy high bill, certainly not compared to them, but we still got incredible attention. And not just the server being like, oh, happy birthday. I see it's a birthday. We had at least 3 different bussers come over and be like, there's a birthday here. Whose birthday is it? And it was so great that they passed along that message, that people would come by and they would even say like, there's a birthday, right? And so that was simple, but they just went the extra step with that. So shout out to them to still be able to give that special attention, especially when you've got a full restaurant, you've got a lot of big parties coming in, and they were still able to deliver and give my mother a bit of that special attention that she was just tickling her. So it was good.
I love it. Happy birthday to her again. She is awesome. And I do like that restaurant, Zatinia. They just have it here at the Ritz-Carlton Miami Beach. So he does a fantastic job.
So good.
We don't have a quote for the start of the show or to end the show, but we'll make sure we have one next time. I think we did a great job on our predictions. Yeah. And I'm excited to see how it looks back when we look back a year from today on how we did.
I know. I think it's going to be, I have to say, I feel like almost every year people are like, oh, I'm so optimistic. But this year there does feel a little bit of, I think, and we haven't really had this for a while. I feel like there's a little bit of like hope and excitement in the air for a lot of people. I'm talking about like on a whole. So here's hoping that everybody reaches all of their goals, or they discover new ones along the way, and that it ends up being a fantastic year. And there's a lot of travel, hospitality, in-person connections, all the things that matter. This is the year about getting back to the things that matter. And I hope that everybody enjoys that a bit more.
I agree with you. I think that's going to happen. And for everyone listening right now, make sure we shared a lot of great things. Share this with one of your friends. I'm sure they're going to enjoy it as much as you did when you were listening. Make sure to subscribe. And if you haven't yet, go on Skift, see all the new mega trends that they've just shared, which I'm about to go do right now so I can catch up real quick and we see how good we did. But I guess, hey, until next week, stay hospitable.